Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bangman.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with the Dreamcast 2? It's like the hold on a sec. You see that, and then another Atari system with the ground. You know, I was trying to do the math in my head for that number of what it would be, but it's so many digits, and my brain is so very small. I couldn't do it. So, I mean, fuck, I'm not gonna edit that. Fuck that. Fuck that. But it's just weird that there's still kind of a rumor thing going around, and still kind of a desire, a want of another like a Dreamcast 2 or just another Sega system. And I kind of get it in that people want to relive the glory days of Sega. I just don't know why that is what they're deciding, you know, like, why? Why that? I mean, like, the Dreamcast was the last thing Sega did that people liked. It's also kind of known as the last thing Sega did, in the home console market, at least. And, like, pretty much after the stuff released on the Dreamcast, people really stopped giving a shit, for the most part, about anything Sega did. They didn't seem to matter as much anymore. And maybe they still liked him as a developer, maybe, but they weren't a big deal, and they kind of fell to the wayside once they were just a third-party developer. And I think it's weird that we want a Dreamcast 2, or anything else from Sega, when I don't think financially they could really do it. I mean, right now, in the console ring, we've already got the next generation of stuff coming up here. I mean, we're going to have another Nintendo console, and it's already starting to come up with the NX. And we're probably going to have another Microsoft console. We're probably going to have another Sony console. I don't know, because that isn't set in stone, but they're going to be doing something in that competition. We also have the Steam machine. Steam's throwing their, Valve's throwing their hat in the ring with the console market, even, like that. Weirdly, but they're doing it. And I guess beyond those, and then you have those and the retro market, where there's still companies making systems that can play old games. You don't necessarily need to find an actual old system that might not work as well or anything, right? There's that, and eShops, and there's just so much being covered now, and of course PC gaming is always out there. But I just feel like Sega getting back into the market probably wouldn't work as far as consoles. I don't think if Sega made I'm sure it would sell alright if they could get the money, or hell, they could probably kickstart it. It'd be a little sad if they had to do that, but they could probably do that if they wanted to. In fact, I think they even kickstarted another Shenmue game, which, just for a game, I thought they would have the money for that, since they're a game developer that makes games, but whatever. I guess that's a way to generate hype or some shit. But it's weird that, if they were to try and make another, go at hardware, I would say that console is not where they want to go, because, again, Nintendo will probably be crushing a lot of them, I would think, and between Nintendo with its fans and its games, and then you have, Microsoft and Sony with their systems doing a lot of the same stuff, that they have, and then of course a lot of the PC crowd, if they want to be a PC console hybrid crowd, that niche audience there with their Steam machines. What you're looking at is pretty limited for Sega. They have whatever IPs they own, which aren't already licensed to other companies to use and stuff with contracts with them or whatever the fuck other legal shit's happening there. You've got them doing that, and then would they pull support from those other systems or keep it there? Would those other companies want to help work on this new Sega system or not? Could they get that kind of third-party support to keep their system afloat? Would it be worth it? And I just don't know if the market's open enough to do that right now. It's too tight and it's spread too thin right now, I think, to necessitate it. When back in the day, it was mostly Nintendo and Sega at the head. And, and once, Sony kind of jumped in and kind of edged them out, and Xbox, it ended up just being there's too many things, and the Dreamcast left. And they didn't have money. I think that was a big thing. They probably just didn't have money for it, to keep going with that. And, if anything, I would say if they want to come back and do a console again, I would say that it would be a good bet to either try to remake the Genesis, just start producing Genesis systems again, maybe a short run or something, and redo some of the games for it that they still have all the rights to and everything, put some of those out, and so there's more in circulation and stuff. That would be kind of cool, because there's obviously a market for that still. Doing that, or go into the handheld market, make your own handheld, because right now there's a lot of people going to mobile. But right now we've got, if they're going to do more, we're going to see probably another Nintendo handheld, I would imagine, and probably, possibly another Sony handheld. Well, Microsoft's not even in that, so having a third handheld would probably be a pretty cool thing to have. You might get more people interested in your handheld, and I think that'd be a kind of a cool idea. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I just think it's a little ridiculous, that people want to see a Dreamcast 2. I mean, what's the deal with people wanting to see a Dreamcast 2? It's like the Saturn 2. But man, it probably can't be that bad. What's the deal with Sam?